Got some linseed oil on this bed here. Seems like it's soaking in. Wasn't sure if it was going to soak in very good with the stain on top, but seems like it is. I'll probably do it. I'll probably put some linseed oil on it about once a year or maybe twice just to help preserve it. But it's looking really good. Yeah, you can tell it's still a little bit wet in some areas, but it's soaking in. My hair's still a little wet, but got that done. It's about time I get some put on because I was driving it out in the rain, and yeah, this morning I took it to the car wash and gave the whole truck a really good bath. Obviously, top side and bottom side. This rust coming through here is a little annoying, but could actually be wiped down by hand yet. There's a couple of spits here and there that need to be wiped off. Now we're gonna work on these motors up here. I got them figured out. I'll show you guys what I did to get this sunroof to open and shut. It's a 2015 Ford Explorer panoramic one. Got a c20. Take these motors, or take this one side off. I already took the cover off, which I'll show you here in a second. But I'm gonna take this one side off and show you how the momentary two-way switch works with this. Let me get this other screw out. And this is the motor out of the sunroof. I just removed it. This sunroof is a 2015 Ford Explorer. So I know these are reverse polarity motors. If you are doing one yourself and you're wanting to know if this works, you just want to make sure your motor is a reverse polarity type, so you can hook up power negative on this and switch it around and it'll go reverse or forward. Yeah, how I did it is I took this one, if you take the cap off, all the circuit board stuff. This one basically has two prongs here, power and a negative. Here's a gear that runs the two gear flexible shafts. That's what I'll call them. I'm not sure what you call them, but that's what I'll call them. Got two prongs here. That's where I'm going to connect my two wires to. And I also got a momentary two-way switch, like on, and nothing. So it's on, neutral, on, neutral. And what this switch does is it brings power in here and it's reverse. So when it hits this side, it will do positive on this one and negative on this one. And if you go the other way, it'll put negative on this one and positive on that one. It'll switch them around. I got this switch on eBay. I heard you can get them at local auto stores too. It'd be like a momentary two-way switch. I guess you could build your own if you just had one with 6 prongs and it's momentary two-way. You should be able to build one. There's a guy on YouTube that I'll give some credits to him. I'll put his channel in the YouTube description. But he explains how to build one of these switches. When he got his switch, his just had 6 prongs, and he basically built built his own, which you could do. But I bought one on eBay. It already had this pigtail on it. It really don't matter. In this case, it don't really matter which wire you put on which one. But the switch reverses. So when you go this way, it puts power on this side, negative on that side. Go the other way, it puts negative on this side, positive on that side. It just switches them around. So it doesn't matter which wire you put on which one here. It will just be the opposite on the switch there. Depends on how you hook this up. But yeah, I just run one to the one prong, one to the other prong. And well, you can't really tell in the video, but you go this way, goes that way. And you put this, go this way, it goes that way. So okay, we got the other side all done. I'm gonna do this side and we'll show you what I did. Let's see if we can take this cover off without even taking the motor off. I think we might be able to. There's these clips. These clips here. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the motor off. It's too tied up in there. I also hooked up a fuse in line before power gets to it. Hooked up a fuse, that way if it doesn't want to work or anything, something like that in that order, it will take care of itself and not burn my truck down. Pop the fuse. I'd rather pop a fuse and okay. So I just put some connectors on there and put some heat shrink on it. I got to put some, or I got to put a short zip tie on here so this one here will stay in, but this one I have a feeling like it's going to want to pull out, so I'll put a zip tie around there and crank it down real tight to keep them together so one don't slide out. There. I'm gonna go ahead and put a fuse in the fuse holder and ground the ground on here, and then we'll try it out. Got to run a ground wire to here, and then this will go to the positive. Guess we can hook that up. I ran a fairly heavy cable, just one I had here in the shop. So we got plenty of amperage up here. We could use it to hook up a dome light too. So that's why I wanted to run one power cable in the front. So we got power here to run all the stuff up front that we need to run. I think we might zip tie that there. Usually don't work on my projects in the middle of the day, but we got a fairly slow day at the shop, and we got paint drying, so back corner I'm redoing the bumper was pushed in the back corner of the bed, so I'm painting the lower section of it. Okay, we got power. Now we just got to run the ground to the body. I'm just going to screw it to the body here. Wrong wire because our batteries run to the body too, so we can do that. And I'm going to tie these up here like this till we get a console and the headliner put in. This is, other than dome lights, this is probably the last thing we need to, that I needed to hook up in the truck till I can do the headliner. So a recap, we got these switches. They are momentary on, momentary off, or momentary one way, momentary the other way. And the wires are like power going into the middle ones, and one side is negative, other side is positive. Don't matter which side, just changes the way it goes. And then these wires are run from crisscross from one corner over to here, from this corner over to here. And I got these switches on eBay, but I believe you can get these at your local parts stores. I'll leave a link to this other dude's channel that he basically showed you how to hook these up, but it gave me an idea of how these switches work. So I got two of those. We got power coming to the front. That's going into each one of these switches into the positive side. And then we got both grounds of both switches running to a stud that's screwed in to the body. And we also have a fuse between this power cable here going to the switches. Got a fuse. Right now I just have a 2 amp in there. We'll see if it blows. You guys can let me know if that sounds about right on the amperage. And then, yeah, these both blue wires coming out of the switch are one switch is, the pair from one switch is run to here. I put connectors, stripped them over the prongs, put heat shrink on them, and put the motors back in, and it works. I'll show you guys how it operates. Still got to make a console to put them in, but I think I got some sand up in there from sandblasting. I'll have to clean that out and give it some more grease, but it works really good. And then this switch here operates so you can go this way. This will put it in vent. It'll vent it. And if you go this way, it'll either shut it, or if you keep going, it'll go underneath the other one. And, well, my fuse just blew. Looks like I'm gonna go to a 7 amp and see what happens. Okay, now I put a 7.5 amp fuse in it. Let's see if it blows now. It does take some juice to slide this all the way back. Probably doesn't help, but there's crap in the line. But it works. Opens up. Motors don't get hot. Anything. I might put a 10 amp in there if that 7.5 breaks, but it works. And this is how it looks with it vented. there's closed. We'll just shut the shade for today. Now we're ready for a headliner, I guess. Probably be good if you have it hardwired like this to just, you know, don't put too much pressure on it because it don't have any electronics to tell it to shut off as soon as you hit against here. So probably good to be careful with the switch, but she works. Now my insulation is coming down. That'll look good with the black headliner. We'll see you guys on the next one.